Hi, Richard Ortiz here with The Fighter's Voice. Voiceography at its finest. Every fighter has a voice, and so does the Hall of Fame trainer, Mr. Freddie Roach. We're here at Wildcard Gym. We're going to talk about Miguel Cotto. We're going to talk about Jose Ramirez, and you know we got to talk about Conor McGregor and Oscar De La Hoya. But enough said. I'm here with the undisputed trainer of the world, Mr. Freddie Roach. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing good, man. Good. It's always a pleasure when you're here. You can't help but feel the energy, feel the vibe, especially during fight week. What much of a transition do you make from your normal to fight week?
Fight weeks, you have to start maybe slowing it down a little bit, because the fighter will peak, and then you'll have to bring him in, and you can't overtrain him, so you have to start tapering off and keep him ready for the fight. And then, Jose's fight that night, we did it perfectly with him, and everything worked out really well.
You know what? Let's talk about Jose since you brought him up. Jose Ramirez in that whole 5'9" area. You got some young prospects coming out of there. You got Madera's Brian Lua, and then you got top ranks youngest fighter to ever sign, Mr. Gabriel Flores Jr. I know you're familiar with him. What's your take on Gabriel Flores Jr.?
Great prospect. He has a really bright future, and Aaron's one of those guys that really knows how to move the fighters, and I'm sure he'll do a great job with him because the kid has a lot of talent.
Is this safe to say the Jose Ramirez we saw just 2 weeks ago was the best Jose Ramirez ever to climb through the ropes because of your attributes that you're adding to his willpower and his desire?
I think so. He's maturing a lot, and the body work. He listened very well, and the game plan went great. Everyone expected this guy to give us a lot more trouble than he did. And I said, no, we'll beat him down the middle because he's too wide with his shots. And we pulled it out, yeah.
What can we expect when Miguel Cotto is walking to the ring for the very last time, Madison Square Garden, pay-per-view, with you in his corner?
We're in a must-win situation. Nobody wants to go as losers. So the Sadam Ali's good boxer and so forth, but we'll get him to the ropes. We'll break him down, break the body down, and I think we'll knock him out in about 8 or 9 rounds.
Talk about knockouts. I love what you did in GSP's corner. That left hook. He never had that left hook before. Now he's sitting down with his punches. Talk to us about that. And I got one last question.
Well, the thing is, the ground game is so into the UFC fighters and so forth, and you can't take that away from him, of course. But the thing is, I knew that if he hurt the guy enough and could get him to his back, he would choke him out. And we actually worked on that combination right in the dressing room, and that worked very well. He's throwing punches like a professional fighter now.
Yes, he is, just like Jose Ramirez. When can we see Jose Ramirez fighting for the belt?
Very soon. The thing is, he's only a fight away right now, and he's right on top of things right now. And I think he's going to come in today, actually, but he'll stroll in there pretty soon.
That sounds good. Okay, one last thing, Miguel Cotto. It's going to be bittersweet for you the last time that you wrap his hands, the last time that you put his mouthpiece in where it belongs, and when he's expected to get his hand raised. What kind of feeling you have? Because I know as a trainer, you get very close to your fighters emotionally. What kind of day is that going to be for Freddie Roach?
It's going to be a little bit sad day. I'll miss him and so forth, but I'm not the most verbal person in the world and so forth. I'm not good in telephones, and he isn't either. So we'll stay in touch, of course. And Puerto Rico's not that far, and it's a fun place to go. So I'll make some visits to see him, and we're friends for life.
Enough said. It's always a pleasure with you, class act Freddie Roach. It's a wrap here, Wildcard Gym, LA, California. Thumbs up for Richie.